everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be one that I promised a while ago. I think it's going to be really helpful for a lot of people, and that is my updated review of the Mockingbird Stroller. Basically, as soon as I got pregnant and started shopping for a stroller, I started seeing it pop up on Facebook, Instagram, Google searches. And the problem is that this stroller is not sold in any store. So you have to order it online, kind of not knowing what you're getting. So I really wanted to make a review to help other people who were thinking about ordering it and weren't sure. About 2 months before I had my baby, I did my review, I shared my thoughts, and I really liked the stroller. And I said that I would film an updated review once I tried it out with my son, and here we are. Now, I want to preface this by saying this is a nice stroller. It gets a lot of hate for being like a rip-off Up-A-Baby, but for me, it's super nice, and you're only paying $300 something for the single stroller. It's such a good deal. But if you read the title of this video, you know where this is heading. Spoiler, I am not keeping my stroller. I've decided to sell it, and this video is going to tell you why. I'm not trying to be a hater. This is a nice stroller. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you watched the previous video about it, and you should, you would know that I was really excited about this, but it's not perfect. And for me, I use my stroller a lot, and I want to be really happy with it and happy with its performance, and this one I just wasn't. So I need to leave this review. I wanna let other people know. Before I buy anything for my baby, I pretty much look it up on YouTube to see what people think, and it just kind of occurred to me that every review is positive, and I don't know why that is, but it makes me not trust it. I want to see the good reviews, I want to see the bad reviews. So it makes me think, are these people being sent this product for free and they feel like they have to say good things? Or is this really the most amazing product in the world? Well, not everything can be the most amazing product in the world, so I just don't trust it. This isn't a bad review per se, but I do want to give an honest review, because maybe the thing that bothers me would bother you as well, and then I'm going to save you the trouble of ordering this stroller and having to send it back. Or maybe we're totally different people, and the things that I'm going to talk about in this video you're going to think are stupid little petty problems, and you're going to go ahead and order it, and that's fine. What bothers me doesn't bother someone else, but I, again, want to be honest. Maybe it will help one person when it comes time to decide if they want to order the Mockingbird stroller. My first problem with the Mockingbird stroller is the canopy, and I did talk about this in my last video. Right at the end, I was walking it around my neighborhood, and pretty much every single bump I went over, the canopy collapsed. I did actually reach out to Mockingbird about it. They gave me instructions on how I might have installed it incorrectly. I installed it again the way that they said, and I also installed it again per the instructions, and it still was collapsing too easily, so they sent me a new one free of charge. The new one was better, but it's not perfect. It still collapses way easier than any other stroller I've ever tried out, and I have tried out a lot of strollers. The canopy is also really small. It just kind of goes over your baby's head. It doesn't kind of go over an arch the way that many others do. The canopy is a 3-tier system. So when you open it, it's 1 pop, 2 pops, 3 pops. This first tier collapsed way too easily on the first canopy, and it was so hypersensitive. I mean, anytime I went over the smallest little crack in the sidewalk, it collapsed back down onto that second tier. And because this is already such a short canopy, it wasn't providing much coverage to my son at all. Now, my new canopy doesn't collapse as easily as the old one, but it still collapses way easier than the industry standard. And for one that's already on the shorter side, that's a huge deal, because my son is already getting hit by sun, and then we go over a bump, the canopy collapses 1 more tier, and then he's just like full out getting sunburned. So if it's sunny, there's really no hope for you with this canopy unless you're using the magnetic sunshade. So Mockingbird invented this extra piece of material that has magnets on it. There are magnets right here. They attach at the top, and then you use the little bands to clip onto the side of the stroller. There's one on each side. It does really protect your little one from the sun. The bottom of the sunshade can just hang there, or it can wrap around the footrest. I have poked my head into it while my son is under there, and I can confirm that it is shady in there. He's not getting hit by the sun. But the problem is that the outside of the sunshade is black. So when I'm walking with my son, I can't see him. I have to lift it up to check on him. And then that kind of defeats the purpose, because then he gets hit by the sun. And I don't know, my baby's hypersensitive. If he gets hit by the sun, he wakes up. The solution, I guess, to that would be to use the peekaboo window. But if I have the stroller seat facing me, the peekaboo window is on the other side. It's just small things, right? My baby is super small. I want to be able to check on him easily, and I either have to like completely lift up the sunshade to do it, or I have to turn the seat to use the peekaboo window. For me, it just makes more sense for them to make an extended canopy. And I did read in the comments on one of the Facebook advertisements that they were working on an extended canopy, but it just confuses me why it didn't exist to start with. I really would be curious to look into their production, right? Did they make this short canopy and then they were like, oh crap, this is really short, and then they came out with the sunshade? Or was the sunshade always in the plan and they made it a short canopy on purpose because they knew they had the sunshade? It's just kind of a lot of work to put the magnets on and then loop it onto the side, and you have to carry it with you. Like if it's in the evening, you don't need the sunshade. If it's during the day, you might need it, so you have to carry this extra piece of fabric with you everywhere. I just don't understand. Problem number 2 with the stroller for me is that it's just not super sturdy. I mean, it's a really nice frame and the wheels are pretty much the same size as many other strollers. I guess they're a little smaller. I tried out a lot of strollers, but I tried them out in the store. So it's not like they were being met with any rough terrain. So I guess I was kind of surprised when I took my Mockingbird stroller out for a ride. It was really, really shaky. Basically what happened, my husband and I took our son to a sunflower field. It wasn't super rocky or anything, but there were some small rocks sticking out of the ground. And I kind of expected the stroller to go like this and just move over the rock, and it just went burp and hit the rock and stopped. It couldn't maneuver its way over the rock. Basically what happened is we're walking through this field and we're like, and the stroller's like rocking all over the place. My son is like crying crazy. It was just really surprising. When I look at the stroller, I guess I don't think that it looks particularly rugged and strong. And it's not like I'm looking for the Jeep of strollers, but I just expected it to be a little stronger. I am looking for a lightweight stroller, but I also want to be able to like walk on a trail with it. Is that weird? That seems normal to me, to walk on a trail. I mean, I live in upstate New York. There's a lot of trails. So problem number 1 is the sunshade, and problem number 2 is the not sturdy frame. But honestly, I could have gotten past both of those things. There is the magnetic sunshade to kind of fix that problem of the short canopy, and the frame, it's not that sturdy, but I'm getting a really sleek looking stroller as a trade-off. So I really could have gotten past both of those things. However, there is a number 3, and number 3 is the reason I'm selling this stroller. It's something I cannot get past. Reason number 3, this brake bar from hell. The brake bar itself is not that irregular. I think almost all strollers have a bar connecting the 2 back wheels. However, most strollers place it completely differently. You can see I'm just bouncing my toe up and down and I'm hitting the brake bar. And that is point blank the reason I'm selling it. This stroller is not made for tall people. I am 6 feet tall, so I'm taller than most women, but I am pretty average for men's height. So for this stroller to be a problem for me kind of shows me that it's not really great for a lot of men. And I'm sure there are women who are just as tall as me, or if your legs are long, you may have the same problem. I'm just not really sure what the cutoff is for tall people. My husband is 5'10". He didn't really seem to have an issue with the stroller. However, he just used it briefly. I'm the one who's really going for hour-long walks with it every single day, so I noticed the problem. The problem is really a mixture of the handlebar and the brake bar combined. So the Mockingbird has an adjustable handlebar. Press in these 2 buttons and then you can move the handlebar up to its tallest setting or put it down at a super short setting or have it somewhere in the middle. For me, having the stroller in this middle position is not ideal because I have to extend my arms to be basically straight. I don't get to walk with them at a bent angle that I would prefer. I found that when I'm walking with my arms straight like this, I have bad posture, and by the time I get back from my walk, my shoulders and my upper back are aching. Ideally, I would have the handlebar placed up here at the tallest setting. That makes me able to bend my arms at a comfortable angle, and I'm not getting any pain in my back and my shoulders. If I have the handlebar at this middle setting, but it allows me to stand back from the stroller at a comfortable distance. When I move it into this upward angle, I now have to take a step into the stroller so that I'm not extending super far to be able to reach. Now you can see with every step I take, I'm going to hit that ankle bar with my feet. And of course I'm wearing boots in this video, so my feet are maybe up a little higher, but I can assure you I have tried this in sandals and in sneakers, and my toes and the top of my feet whack the foot bar with every single step. So this is what I mean when I say it's not made for tall people. I should be able to use the handlebar at the tallest setting. That's what it's made for. But to do that, I have to step closer to the stroller and then I kick the brake bar. If I use it at the shorter setting, which I shouldn't have to, I'm not a short person, then I'm hunched over. I mean, that's dramatic. But I'm bending my shoulders at an awkward angle to reach the handlebar. That is much too low for me. To me, it's just really annoying. Like, how did nobody catch this during the design phase? The very first time I went for a long walk with this stroller, I noticed it within 5 minutes. And it's kind of my fault for not catching it earlier. When I reviewed the stroller the first time, I just walked around my driveway, la-di-da-di-da. I wasn't actually taking real strides, and that's how I missed this. And now I have to figure out what I want to do with it, and I have to find a whole new stroller, and my baby's already here, so it's just an unnecessary stress that I really could have avoided if I tested it out thoroughly the first time. I'm tall for a woman, but 6 feet tall is not that tall in general. It's not tall enough for this to be an issue. My cat has joined us. My cats loved the stroller. They love to sit in the basket, they love to sit in the seat, and I wanted to kill them every single time because I had to lint roll like crazy. So that's where I'm going to wrap up this video. This is a great, especially if you want that really sleek style for a low price. But there are 3 big problems for me, and I wasn't willing to get over them, especially the height thing, because that just made my walks super uncomfortable, and I use my stroller a lot for walking. I have decided to sell my Mockingbird stroller. If you love the Mockingbird, leave me a comment below and say why. If you had the Mockingbird and you noticed the same problem with the height and the handlebar and the brake bar, please, please, please leave a comment so I know I'm not the only one in the world who had this issue. I really like the stroller, so I didn't want to sell it because I felt like it was so great and I could just get past this thing, but I couldn't. My toes hurt when I walked with this stroller. If you liked this video and it was helpful for you, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Earlier, I did do a full Mockingbird review. My husband and I are currently working on a SNU review. We're on night 4 of the first month. We'll see how that goes in the end. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.